So you want to try winter fly fishing? Well, then you've clicked on the right video. Everybody, I'm Jeff Smecker from Troutstrike.com. I want to thank you for joining today. Today I'm going to do a short video. I'm gearing up here to get out on one of my local streams. This isn't going to be a long trip for me today, but it is cold. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I do to prepare for winter fishing. Probably my favorite thing about winter fishing is that this is a spot that normally I don't even fish during the regular season. I'm on a very popular stretch of a very popular river, and almost every time I drive here any other time of year, there's 2 or 3 cars in this lot. There's 3 or 4 anglers up on this stretch. I really like this stretch of water, but I don't ever get to fish it, and that's what's great about the winter. It is all the setup. I know you guys have been watching my videos. I get a lot of questions about the setup, so I'm going to go over that today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you. This is the rod that I primarily use. It is it's an Affinity X, and it's a 10-foot 3-weight. This is a specialized nymphing rod. My buddy Rich Steinert, Mr. Ant's Rods, you've probably seen him out on Facebook. He built this one for me. What I like, it's got this carbon handle, makes a fighting butt, and then I've got the Redington reel on there, which I really like. You'll see, I'll flip it around, you'll see inside the reel I've got the orange is the backing, and then I've got a 3-weight fly line, floating fly line on there, and then tied to that is my mono rig. Today I'm using a 20-pound mono rig butt section. I have an article, actually a video and an article on that. If you want to check it out on Troutstrike.com, I'll put a link in the description. But how to build that, and basically it's the same thing. If you've listened to Troutbitten, that is pretty much their same formula. It is Maxima Chameleon. It's 20 pound. I like that this time of year. I want something a little heavier. And then I'm going to be starting with my favorite tandem rig. I just published a video not too long ago on Rose's pink beaded pheasant tail. I'll give you a close-up of that. That has just been a knockout fly. And then one of my other ones, my favorites, of course, the orange ecstasy egg. I wrote an article about tandem rigs lately, why 2 fly better than 1, and I'm hoping to find that out today. In terms of gearing up, keeping my body warm, a couple of things I'll go over. First of all, base layers. Underneath all of this, I have really good quality, and that would be your first investment if you're going to get into, but anything that you can get that is going to be a warm insulating base layer. I have fleece lined pants that I wear under my waders. I have a fleece mid layer, and then for my jacket, you can see I just use I use a ski jacket. I don't have a wading jacket per se. What I like about this ski jacket is it gives me the ability, I can cinch it up and tie it if I get into some deeper waters, much like a wading jacket. But it breaks the wind, which luckily I don't have a lot today, and it really keeps me warm. Got to keep your head warm. I like going with just for the comfort of the ball cap, but I've got a Smart Wool. I find that doesn't itch and helps regulate my body temperature through my head. But I like the Smart Wool cap that goes over. I use a balaclava to keep my neck and my face warm if I need it. Hopefully I can kind of remove that today. Well, you can see I've got the fingerless gloves from Simms. They're fleece. They give you the ability to cover your hands if you need to, cover your thumb if you need to, if you're hiking in or whatnot. But then it gives you the ability to flip them back, which I really like, because you got to have your fingers. You got to have warm hands. One of the other things that I make sure that I do, I carry a microfiber towel with me because if my hands do get wet, drying those hands is really important. If you don't keep your hands dry, that cold air, they're going to get cold. They're going to start to get numb, and you got to have your fingers in your hands if you want to have any chance at successful fishing. One of the other tricks that I do, and I write about in the upcoming post, I use hand warmers, and I use them in a way that's kind of interesting. This is a trick that I've learned actually through skiing, but I actually take the hand warmers, I put them inside my wrist here, and I take a piece of painter tape and I wrap them around. I don't put them up against my skin, but I put them up against my base layer, and I wrap painter's tape. It holds them in place. What that does is it keeps the blood circulating through my hands and my extremities, keeps that warmer. The other trick that I've learned, the little toe warmers that are supposed to go under your socks, I found them to be fairly useless for that. They end up getting bunched up in my boots, and they don't seem to help. I bought a bunch of them, and this is how I determined this. I bought a bunch of them for that reason, and after the first couple trips, I got tired of them balling up and becoming uncomfortable and not really keeping my feet warm. So I've started using them. I put them on my base layer. I take 2 of them, because 2 of them come in a pack, and I stick them to my base layer right over my heart. And that keeping your core warm, kind of tricks your body. Once you start losing heat in your core, that's when your extremities start to get cold. That's when your fingertips, your toes, everything. So I find by keeping my heart warm, keeping the hand warmers at my wrist, it really does help keep the extremities, keeps me out here a little bit longer. So again, just with I'm going with my heavier waders. These are my Sims Gore-Tex waders. I tend to use these for winter. They're a little bit older, but I like. Last thing I want to tell you about is my wading boots themselves. I keep a size larger. I don't wear these all year, but I keep a size larger than what I normally take for winter fishing especially. That creates just a little bit of an air cushion that serves as an insulating. Once you get out on the water and your feet get, this water today is in the low 40s, high 30s. That's pretty cold. Once you get that down there, that almost like a wetsuit would work. There's a little cushion of air in there that helps to keep your feet warm. I try not to wear 3 and 4 pair of socks. I go with one good smart wool pair of socks as an insulating layer, because I don't want to cut the circulation. I want to keep it warm down there. You can't come out here and expect to be completely comfortable. There's always something that is going to be uncomfortable, but the goal is tolerable. I don't go anywhere without a waiting staff on the water anymore. I used to get by without it, but it's great. And again, I love Troutbitten. I love Dom's ideas. This is if you've seen Dom's video, I've got the exact same setup, so I'll leave a link. I'm not going to steal that idea, because his video is awesome on that. I've also borrowed from them the way to attach your net. So I'll leave a link into some of those videos from Troutbitten. I found those to be really, really effective. So I try to keep compact. I like my Umpqua chest pack. I keep it here right in front of me. I've got everything I need. I don't take as much with me in the winter than I do in the spring, just because I don't feel like I'm going to need it. But this is everything that I do. It takes a little while to get set up. It takes a little bit of planning, but I can be reasonably comfortable on the water. A day like today, I'm never going to get too far from my truck, so that way if I do get cold or if I do have a mishap, then I can get back here. I've got a change of clothes if I need it, if I would get wet for any reason. So you just got to think a little bit about what you want to do in the winter. You got to think a little bit about, if worst case scenario in the springtime, I don't think too much about it, or the summer, if I fall in and get wet, it's not a big deal. You fall in and get wet this time of year, if you get too far out, if I'm going somewhere where I'm going to be really far from the car, I always pack in a dry bag. I pack some clothes just to make sure I have those. That's really important. You want to make sure that you are, being safety conscious with all of that. But otherwise, you can get out on a waterway. Now, this has the advantage. This is a tailwater, so the water is a little bit regulated. When I'm out in central PA, I'm fishing mostly limestone streams. I tend to not fish a lot of freestone streams in the winter, because their temperatures can really, not that you can't catch fish there, but I have access to a tailwater. I have access to limestoners. So in the winter, I'm going to tend to gravitate toward those streams, just because the water the temperature regulates better than it does in a free. But I wanted to definitely get a video out about how to gear up for winter. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, Jeff Smecker, Troutstrike.com. I'd really appreciate it if you could give a like and a thumbs up, and have a great day, and I'll see you out on the water. There's one. Got him down in front of you right in that current. see what he's on. Looks like he is on a pheasant tail. Nice.